Hello and welcome to the first class of this spring wellness retreat. I'm so excited for you to be here and to go through these next 3 days together. So you're gonna find different practices, different classes for you to be able to connect more with yourself, to move your body, to release any old baggage that we don't need anymore, and make space, feel good in our body with ourselves, ready to welcome spring. So for this first class, we're gonna need a mat and a couple of blocks. If you don't have blocks, as always, you can use some thick books or anything that can give you a little bit of support in a similar way. And this is going to be a yin and yang. So this is designed for your Friday night, but is not limited to. So I want it to be something where we move the body a little bit more dynamically to begin, but then we start to slow down, lower to the ground, and allow ourselves to really ground ourselves. So let's get started. We're gonna start at the top of the mat, and we're gonna begin in our mountain pose. So bring the feet hip distance, or find even a wider stance for you to really feel connected to the floor underneath you, to feel balanced here. And take a moment to roll back and forward from toes to heels. And again, just feeling your weight moving forward and back. And then arrive in a place, in a central place. Start to engage through the legs. Allow yourself to find a neutral spine. Drawing the ribcage in, opening the chest, rolling the shoulders up towards the ears, all the way down and back. Palms are coming to face forward. And notice if the head is dropping towards the front. Can you bring the chin slightly in towards the throat, lengthening the back of the neck? The crown of the head reaches high to the sky. Allow your face to soften. Maybe you soften your gaze. Maybe you bring your eyes to close. Maybe you just find a point to focus in front of you on the floor. And we breathe. We're allowing ourselves to arrive here. Let's take together a big breath in. A full breath out. And again, inhale in. Exhale, release. Very nice. Blink the eyes open if they weren't already. And let's reach the arms all the way up towards the sky. Grab hold of your left wrist and then reach even higher, finding a bit more length through the sides of the torso. And then keep hold of the left wrist and start to pull it gently towards the right. Keeping the chest open. Inviting a stretch into the side of the torso. Then gently come back through center and release the arms. Very nice. We're going to do the same onto the other side. So inhale, reach the arms up. Grab hold of your right wrist. Stay here for a moment just to find a little bit more length. And then start to pull that right wrist gently towards the left. Deep breaths here. Very nice. Come back through center and drop the arms down. Beautiful job. Now, bend the knees and bring the hands on top of your thighs. So you still have your feet hip distance or a little bit wider. Hands are coming on top of the thighs, and we're going to take a few cat-cows here. So inhale, the chest comes forward, the shoulder blades are squeezing in towards each other. Exhale, you're rounding your back, the chin comes towards the chest. Inhale. Send the chest forward, lift the tailbone. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, chin to chest. A few more times like this, starting to warm up the spine. Well done, one last one. Beautiful. And then roll yourself all the way back up into mountain pose. We're going to move through our lunge salutation just to start bringing some heat into the body. So inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, dive forward. Halfway lift, shoulders in line with the hips. Keep it strong. And then hands on the floor, left foot steps back. Reach the arms up towards the sky, high lunge. And then hands on the ground, step back into plank, knees on the floor are welcomed. With control, make it to the floor. And then reach the arms back, lift the chest, lift the legs, locust. Hands underneath the shoulders, downward facing dog. Full breath here. Inhale, left leg reaches high to the sky. Exhale, bring the knee in, step the foot forward. Reach the arms up towards the ceiling, high lunge. And then hands on the floor, step all the way at the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, refold. Reach the arms all the way up towards the sky. And then we go again, all the way down. Halfway lift with your inhale. Exhale, hands on the floor, right foot steps back. Reach the arms up towards the ceiling, high lunge. And then hands on the floor, step back plank. Inhale here, exhale down on the mat. Locust like before or cobra. Elbows remain bent in this pose. And then all the way down and back into your downward dog. Full breath. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, bring the knee in, step the foot forward. Reach the arms up towards the sky. And then hands on the floor, step at the top. Halfway lift with your inhale. Exhale, refold. Reach the arms all the way up towards the sky. And then down into your heart center. Beautiful job. We're going to do one more round. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Hands on the floor, left foot back, left knee on the ground. Reach the arms up, low lunge. And then hands on the floor, plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale to the floor. Locust or cobra. Stay with me. And then all the way back and up. Downward dog. Inhale straight away. Left leg to the sky. Exhale, knee in, foot forward. Right knee on the floor, arms to the sky. Low lunge. And then hands on the mat, step at the front. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Reach the arms up to the sky. We go again, one last round, all the way into the fold. Halfway lift, strong. Hands on the floor, right foot back, right knee on the ground, arms up, low lunge. Hands on the floor, plank position. Inhale. Exhale, down on the ground. Locust or cobra. And then hands on the floor, downward facing dog. Straight away. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, knee into the chest, foot between your hands, knee on the floor. Reach the arms up. And then hands on the ground, step at the front. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reach the arms all the way up to the sky. And then bring the energy down into your heart center. Very well done. Now, let's grab hold of a block and place it into the highest setting just in front of you. So make sure that it's not attached to the toes, but there's at least 1 foot between the block and your toes. From here, inhale to reach the arms up, shift the weight onto the right foot, pick the left knee into the chest as you're bringing the hands into your heart center. Very nice. We're gonna bring the hands down onto the hips, and we're gonna start taking a few big circles with that left knee. As big as we can, challenging our balance. It's okay if you're wobbling, it's okay if you're falling. Just give yourself the time to come back, to try again, to allow yourself to fall. Reverse in direction if you haven't already, just a few more. Very nice. And then bring the knee back through center and move it out to the side. You can bring the toes down on the floor, heel on the ankle, the foot on the shin a little bit higher, or you can even bring the hand onto the ankle to pull the foot even higher. And then bring the hands into your heart center. You can stay here, or you can reach the arms above the head. We're keeping the hip bones pointing towards the front. So that knee might come in slightly in a more of a diagonal way. That's okay. We take a few deep breaths, and if you're falling, once again, a reminder to you that it's okay, it's part of the process, it's part of the practice. Try again. What can you learn from it? What can you learn from your falls? Maybe it's how to distribute the balance onto the standing foot. Maybe you're learning that today is just like this, and that's okay. Bring the hands down into your heart center, if they weren't already. And then we're gonna bring the leg back through center and all the way back, hands onto the block in front of you. So your chest is lifted and open, and your back leg is engaged. Very nice. Imagine that you're pressing with your left foot on a wall behind you. Now, we're gonna bend both knees, bringing the left in towards the chest and rounding the spine as you're pressing the hands on the block. Extend back, supported warrior 3. Bring the knee in. And again, extend, knee into chest. 2 more. And in, extend, and bring it in. Beautiful. Extend the leg back. Now, lift the torso a little bit higher, come on your fingertips. And then see if you can bring the hands into your heart center. Beautiful. Soften that front knee, reach the torso forward, and as lightly as you can, left toes at the back of the mat. Pivot the foot parallel to the short side, open the arms wide, warrior 2. Arrive here, and feel your stance. Are you already at your edge? Is this already the maximum width between the feet that feels all right to be in with a bit of effort? If it's not, if you're very comfortable, I invite you to widen it a little bit more. Keep that front knee bent, keep external rotation into the front thigh. Flip the front palm, reach forward, and then reverse, keep the front knee bent. Breathing into the space, into the side of the torso. Well done, come back into your warrior 2. Extend that front leg, bring that front foot in. Both heels are coming in, and then you're adjusting anything extra that you need. Toes are pointing outwards diagonally. Bend the knees, allow them to track over your toes, come into your goddess pose. Take a moment to wiggle from foot to foot, side to side. Very nice. Come back through center. Lift the torso, keep the knees bent. Open the arms wide into a cactus shape. Extend the arms, extend the legs. Maybe you're even lifting on your toes. Really taking up space, making yourself big. And then ground yourself by bringing the heels down, bending the knees, opening the arms. Once again, we lift up, extending arms and legs, maybe lifting the heels off the floor, making yourself big. Yes. And then we ground. One more time like this. Lift up. And then bend, bringing everything down towards the floor. Beautiful. Extend the legs, extend the arms. Bring the feet parallel to the short side of the mat. Hands on hips, lift the chest to the sky, and then hinge from the hips, coming all the way into a fold. Inhale, hands on the floor, halfway up. Lengthen a little bit more through the sides, through the spine, and then refold yourself. Beautiful. Once again, come halfway up, bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, keeping the spine long. And then start to walk the hands towards your left toes. Keeping the right hand there. It's okay if it doesn't touch completely. If it's available, you can hold the ankle. Otherwise, just keep it on the floor as close as it's available to you. And then the left hand reaches up towards the sky. Beautiful. Bring the hand down on the floor and start to guide yourself all the way towards the back of the mat. Left toes are pointing forward, what's now our forward, and right heel lifts off the floor. Bring the back knee down and bring the left foot as wide as the mat and come onto the outside edge of it. You're pressing that the left hand gently onto the thigh, rotating the torso to the left. Beautiful. Release back through center, left hand on the floor. Open your heart with your inhale. Exhale, send the hips back. And again, inhale, come forward. Exhale, back. One more time. Very nice. Allow yourself to slide all the way so that you're seated on your right heel. And then from here, lengthen through the spine and then fold forward. Well done. Lift yourself back up. Now, we're going to be facing the long side of the mat. We're coming into a supported side plank. So your right hand goes towards what is now once again the front. Right knee underneath the hip. Left leg is extended towards the back. So from here, once again, you're facing the long side. Right foot goes behind you, okay? Left hand up towards the sky. Find that lift, that length. Reach the left hand all the way towards the front of the mat. Lift the left foot off the floor. Inhale here. Exhale, elbow knee together. 2 more times. Inhale, extend. Exhale in. One last one. Beautiful. Inhale, extend. Bend the leg. Reach for the foot behind your thigh. Keep it there without lifting. Kick the foot into your hand. Send the chest, the hips forward. Well done. Let go of the foot with control. Bring that left knee into the chest. Step the left foot forward. We're coming all the way up to standing. Right knee into the chest. So from here, we're shooting up. Beautiful. Now, we repeat the same thing onto the opposite side. So from here, hands on hips. And let's take some big circle with the right knee. Moving one way. And then the opposite. Allowing yourself to challenge your balance. It's okay if you're wobbling, it's okay if you fall, and you're bringing both feet on the ground. Come back and try again. Now, right knee goes out like we did before. We're coming into tree pose. The foot, you can grab a hold of the ankle to place it a little bit higher, embracing all the wobbles. Or you can place it into the shin or toes on the floor. Hands are gonna be into your heart center. You can keep them here or you can reach them up towards the sky. Find your point of focus. And if you're really struggling with your balance today, take a big breath in. With your exhale, release of any frustration, of any doubt, of any anger that might arise. And then try again. Bring the hands down into your heart center. Bring that right knee into the chest. We still have that block in front of us. We're gonna reach the right leg all the way back behind. Dropping the hands down onto the block, keeping the chest open, the back leg engaged. Very nice. Now, bend both knees, right knee into the chest. Press the hands on the floor around the spine. Extend all the way behind. And again, bring it in. And back. 3 more. And back. Last 2. Last one. And back. Beautiful. Come onto your tippy toes, onto your fingertips. Lengthening a little bit more, and then bringing the hands into your heart center. Well done. Soften that front knee, reach the torso forward as lightly as you can, right toes at the back, right foot parallel to the short side, open the arms wide. Warrior 2. Take a moment to feel your stance, and maybe you bring it a little bit wider. Challenging your edge, your limit. Well done. Flip the front palm, reach forward. Reverse warrior, keeping that front knee bent. And then all the way back forward, extend that front leg, bring that front foot in. Stay as you are. From here, like we did before, heels in. Adjust the stance if needed. Toes are pointing outwards. We're dropping down into our goddess pose. Like we did before, gentle rock side to side. Very nice. And then come back through center. Keep the hands where they are. And from there, start to slide them down towards the ankles. They might not reach this far. That's okay if they're a little bit higher. With your elbows, see if you can apply a bit of pressure into the inner thighs. Aiming to keep as much as possible the hips in line with the shoulders, in line with the head, all parallel to the floor. Very nice. Gently bring the hands down on the mat. Start to extend the legs and bring the feet parallel to the floor. This time, and we fold. Apologies. Come halfway up, lengthen the spine, and then this time we're walking the hands towards the right foot. So you would be walking them still towards the back of the mat. Once you're closer towards the foot, maybe you can grab the ankle, maybe you stay with a hand on the floor. Left hand stays there, right arm reaches up towards the sky. Coming into a twist. But there's so much more going on here. I know, I'm sure you're feeling it. Well done. The right hand comes down and you're pivoting all the way towards the back of the mat. So left heel lifts and right toes are now pointing forward. Bring the foot as wide as the mat. Drop the back knee down, right hand on the right thigh. You're rotating the torso and you breathe here. Well done. Come back through center, both hands on the floor. Open your heart with your inhale. Exhale, send the hips back. And again, inhale, come forward. Exhale, back. One last time. And back. And this time, we're sliding all the way to sit on our left heel. We're finding length through the spine. We take a breath here. And with the exhale, we fold. Keeping length through the back. Hinging from the hips. Beautiful job. Lift yourself back up. Like we did before, we're going to move into that supported side plank, facing the opposite long side of the mat. So left hand goes behind, left foot behind you, and right foot at the back of the mat. Right hand is up towards the sky. Take a big breath in, a big breath out. And then reach the right arm all the way above the head. Lift the right foot off the floor. Inhale here. Exhale, knee and elbow together. Inhale to extend. Exhale in. And again. And in. Beautiful. Extend. Now bend the foot. Extend, now bend the foot behind you, grab hold with your hand and kick it here, create some resistance as you're sending the hips and the chest forward. Beautiful job. With control, release the foot, bring the knee into the chest like before. We're gonna step forward and we're lifting ourselves up, bringing that left knee into the chest. Here we are. Well done. Release the foot down on the floor. Give a shake to your legs. And come back into your mountain pose. Take a big breath in. A full breath out. Now we're slowly gonna transition into a more restorative part, a more yin part of the class. We're gonna make our way to downward dog, and from there we're gonna keep it to the ground. So inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift the inhale. Exhale, hands on the ground, step back into plank. Inhale here. Exhale, your choice of vinyasa. Cobra, locust, chaturanga to the upward dog. And we're meeting back into downward facing dog. From here, once again, we take a big breath in. A full release out. And then drop the knees down on the floor. Bring them as wide as the mat. Big toes together, send the hips back behind. And we can grab a block and we can bring it underneath our forehead. Already we're bringing a little bit of extra support and we're allowing ourselves to slow down. Feeling the hips dropping heavy towards the heels. Space into the lower back, space through the spine. Allow the shoulders to relax, the arms to soften on the floor. Maybe you move the head side to side to massage the forehead, that space between your eyebrows. Maybe you take a moment here to notice your heartbeat. To notice your breathing. And see if you can make everything a little bit quieter. Everything a little bit more subtle. Slowly lift yourself up, coming into a seated position. Now, keep the block handy to the side. We're gonna come forward and we're gonna come into a pigeon pose. So from here, we're reaching the hands to the front. We're bringing that right knee all the way to the right side of the mat. And then we're sliding the back leg further back. Right heel can come close towards the left hip bone. The shin does not have to be square towards the front of the mat. If you're quite lifted, if you notice you're dropping quite a lot towards the right side, then grab hold of that block and place it underneath your right bum cheek, or a towel, or a jumper, even anything that can give you a bit of height, a bit of support, so you don't have to think about that balance, and you can keep both hip bones pointing to the floor. So from here, we're coming down perhaps onto the forearms. Maybe we use the block to support our forehead. Maybe we come all the way down onto the forehead onto the floor. Completely melting our torso towards the ground. And we're gonna stay here for 2 minutes. You can stay exactly as you are. If you wish, you can add a bit of a twist here as well. So right arm stays extended towards the front, left arm threads underneath it and all the way to the right side. And we take a few deep breaths, giving ourselves permission to stay in stillness, to breathe deeply through discomfort. Through any discomfort that you might be experiencing in this pose, you might also not, and that's all good. Noticing any sensations. Noticing any emotions coming up, perhaps. Without pushing them away, we recognize them first. And allow ourselves to feel what we feel. Just less than 30 seconds here. Take a big breath in, a full breath out, and then guide that right hand underneath the right shoulder. If you're in a twist, gently release, lifting yourself a little bit higher on your hands. Tuck your back toes, bring the back knee in, and then gently step back into a kneeling position and take a moment here. Close your eyes if it feels comfortable for you. Otherwise, feel free to keep them open, focus on a point in front of you. Noticing how the right side, the right leg, the right side of the hips feel. It might feel a little bit imbalanced right now. Just become aware. Blink the eyes open, and we're going to move on to the other side. So hands in front of you, left knee comes towards the left side, the shin comes forward, and then you're sliding that right leg back, taking a moment to give you any support underneath that left side that you might need. And then slowly we start to lower down, bringing the chest closer towards the floor. Maybe you stay onto your forearms, maybe you bring a block underneath your forehead to support you here. Maybe the block stays underneath your forehead, but you're coming a little bit closer down towards the floor. And there might be already a lot going on here. You can stay as you are, or you can add a bit of a twist. In that case, extend that left arm forward, right arm spreads underneath it. And like before, we breathe here for 2 minutes. Do what minds do, which is think about things, have lots of thoughts. That is normal. But I want you for this practice to start training your mind to focus on what you want to focus and stay present. So whenever you do notice your mind wandering, can you bring it back to your breath? Can you bring it back to this moment with your body in this pose, laying on the floor? And so maybe you notice the point of contact of your body to the ground, to the mat. Maybe you just keep it solely on the breath. And each inhale and exhale that comes in and out through the nose. Just a little bit longer here. Keep bringing your focus to the present moment. Stay with what you're feeling. Stay with what you're experiencing right now. Very gently. Take a big breath in, a full exhale out, and then left hand underneath the left shoulder, Lift yourself up, both hands on the floor now. Tuck your back toes and guide the back knee in, and then slide the left leg back and come into a kneeling position once again. Taking a few moments here to soak in this pose, how it felt and how it feels now into the body. Still staying with your breath. Well done. Now, we're going to bring the legs forward. We're going to scooch ourselves towards the front. And we're bringing the soles of the feet together and the heels close towards the groin. We're going to come in our Baddha Konasana. So you can bring blocks underneath the knees if you wish to support you, or you can just create a little base either on top of your feet, like this, or just in front in whatever height you need it to be, so that you can place the forehead on top of them. Alternatively, you can also use a bolster as well. Find what works for you. Take a moment to wiggle around to find the variation that fits your body in this moment. And then arrive here. We hold for 2 minutes. Allowing our hips to open, to release anything that is not necessary for us to hold on to anymore. But once again, before we just mindlessly release, thinking about releasing, we need to recognize what is that we want to let go. We need to recognize what is that we're holding on to. Like a ritual, we recognize, we embrace these feelings, we embrace them for what they've been, for the purpose that they have served. We thank them for trying to help us. Then we let them go. So what is this unnecessary baggage that you're carrying on with you? What is that with a new season you're ready to let go? Creating a space, inviting fresh energy at this place. We have just a little bit longer here. And then slowly lift yourself back up. Move the block out of the way. And then guide the knees slowly together. Soles of the feet on the floor. Hold your arms in front of the shins. Take a few breaths here. Once again, noticing how the body feels, how the body's reacting to holding these shapes that can be intense for a certain amount of time. And so together, let's take a big breath in, a full breath out. Well done. Grab hold of your block and then gently allow yourself to come all the way to lay on your back. Bring the soles of the feet on the floor And then lift the hips up high, just enough so that you can slide the block into either the lowest or the medium setting underneath the sacrum. It shouldn't feel painful, it shouldn't be in your lower back, but more underneath the bony part. So take a moment to find this position. This should feel supportive and fairly comfortable. And we're gonna stay in this supported bridge where your legs can be bent. You can take a step forward, or you can extend the legs completely. You can also reach the arms all the way above the head, relaxing them on the floor, softening the face, allowing your whole body to melt on the support of the block underneath you on the mat. And we're staying here for a minute. Keeping yourself present, bringing your attention back to the breath. Well done. Now, stay in this position. Keep the legs however you have them, and then bring that right knee all the way into the chest. With the help of your hands, you're squeezing it in closer. If your legs is bent, you can keep it bent, or you can now extend it a little bit more towards the front. So to feel the stretch on the front of the left thigh, all the way to the hip flexors. And then gently release and switch, bringing that left knee in. Very nice. And then once again, release. Bring both soles of the feet down on the floor, and then press the feet on the mat so that you can lift the hips and slide the block out and away. Come lay down on the mat and take a moment here. Taking it all in, this pose, the practice, everything that came up, honor it. Honor it as part of your journey. As part of the process. Honor it and trust it. We add some gentle twists, dropping the knees side to side. And then bring the legs back through center into the chest. Give yourself a big hug, like you mean it. Maybe a gentle rock side to side. And when you're ready, you can let go of your arms and legs and lay down into your Shavasana. You can also face the wall and bring the legs up against it and take your Shavasana there. You can also come up, if you prefer, into a seated position. Take a few moments here, and as long as you need, of course. And when you're ready, we have a meditation. So it might be a bit later on in the night. It might be that you take the next class, the next meditation when you're already in bed. You can also take it straight after this class. Thank you so much for joining me. Excited for these days ahead. Namaste.